Who's ready for debuting dead men, giant eggs, and dancing chickens? What's going on, guys? Welcome. Sunday Night Watch Along. This will be fun. WWE Survivor Series 1990. 34 years ago, the debut of The Undertaker, the hatching of the Gobbledy Gooker, and a very interesting main event concept that hasn't been done since this show and has never been done again. So in the ultimate match of survival. So this should be fun to go back and watch tonight. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Go Lions. Put a whooping on the Packers. They're now 7-1. I think they're the best team in football. And maybe my hometown Lions might have a chance to go all the way. And happy for them. There is a Sunday night game on. I got it here. It's Minnesota and somebody. So we'll keep our eye on that and have a fun Sunday evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Cheers to everyone. And man, I'm just happy to be here tonight. It's been a long weekend, big weekend for me at the restaurant. So I am wiped. And plus we got an extra hour's sleep last night with the time change. So I am rested and refreshed and ready to watch some classic wrestling tonight. Go and find this on Peacock. It's pretty interesting. Survivor Series Season 4, Episode 1. And the runtime, according to Peacock, is only 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 25 seconds. So I'm surprised with all of these matches, plus the finale, that it's done that quickly. So it's been a while since I've watched this show, but when we get into these Survivor Series elimination matches, watch how quick some of these eliminations will be. People getting pinned with clotheslines, body slams, one drop kick. It's hilarious. So I would assume that a lot of these matches must be taking place quickly since there's 5 of them plus the 6th main event. Getting that done in that amount of time, it should be a pretty swift and fun show to watch that is jam-packed full of legends. Damn near the whole entire roster of WWE is on this show from 1990. So it's going to be fun. Before we get going here, I'll say hello to everybody in the chat, and we'll get rolling here on the show in just a couple of minutes. Good to see Jeff McMahon. We are pro wrestling 7-1 Lions. Hell yeah, James. Detroit all the way. Remember last week when I asked you, couldn't remember what your name was? And I'm like, wait, yes, I do. I know what your name is because I follow you on Instagram and all that shit. So my bad because I forget everything. But James is back with us and I might have some questions about this, but I'm willing to bet that my 1990 knowledge matches yours. So maybe I won't need your help today after all. We got Tatanani in the house. We got Mike Rouse and our friend George Morris with the Token 5. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Tito? Survivor Series 1990, 5 out of 10. Okay, how about next week? 91, 94, 97, 08, or 91, 94, 97, 07, 08, or November 13 WCW Pack features Lex Luger, Mr. Perfect, DDP, excuse me. Survivor Series 1991, we could turn around and do 1 year later next week when Taker beats Hogan. That is one I kind of want to do, but the card, other than that, kind of sucks a little bit. The main event is whack. If I remember correctly, the main event is a Survivor Series elimination match, but it's only 3-on-3. It's a really weird pay-per-view. So we might wait one more year on 91, but 94 is an interesting one. San Antonio, Brett drops the title. That's hard for me to watch, but it's the 30th anniversary. So I think 94, George, is one we're going to get to this month for sure. But 97 is another painful watch. I don't want to watch the screw job. No. And some of those later years, George, I got to brush up on my knowledge about those. But 94, I think we should pencil that one in. Brandon McNeil, good to see you, man. Also, Rodrigo, Zach Pauget. Always happy to see you. Gilbert, yeah, Lions are red hot. Good to see William Cullen. We've got Rob Strickland. Since you're doing a watch-along of this Survivor Series, and why not do watch-along of Bad Blood 97, Kane's debut? We talked about that last month, about doing a Bad Blood 97. But aside from Kane's debut, another just bad memory. Pillman died that day. Aside from the Hell in the Cell match, there's really nothing else on that card. We're a month away from the screw job. Not great memories for me as a fan. That's why I've kind of staying away from that show because I just don't know how fun it would be to watch it. But we'll get there. One of these days, we will get there. William Cullen, why wasn't the match of survival never done again? Because it doesn't work. The problem with this, the way they did it here, is it's flawed because the way they break it down, all of the winners basically of the matches advance to the match of survival, but they never explain how the teams are going to be divided up. They just put the good guys on one side and the bad guys on another, making it like a 5-on-3 main event is what I think we're going to see. That wouldn't work today Because back then it was basically forcing WWE just to say, okay, we got to put our good guys together and our bad guys together. Where now I feel like it would be a little bit more mixed. I mean, hell, even by 95, they were doing the wild card match, remember? So I think if they were to do this today, it could work because you would have a mixture of heels and baby faces. But back in 1990, things were very, very black and white in that company. And there was not going to be really any intermingling with the good guys and bad guys. So they basically just put the good guys in a handicap match situation so they wouldn't have to team heels and faces together. Different mentality. I think it would work better today. But basically the format that they used in 1990, there was no format. They just took all the winners and stuck, okay, you guys are going to be on this team, you guys are going to be on this team. Instead of like rotating or drawing names or whatever you might do today to make it more even. They didn't even try to do that here, which is why I think they realized how flawed it was, and that's why we didn't see it again. And they would try some other things like 95. They did the wild card match, which I did like, arguably maybe even better than the match of survival. But I also think another big reason why they did the match of survival in 1990 was due to egos. Hulk Hogan was no longer the WWE champion. And if you notice back in the day when Hogan wasn't champion, a lot of times shows that he was on would be billed as double main events. Look at WrestleMania 8. He wasn't the champion. Flair was. He dropped the title to Savage in the middle of the card. Hogan main evented. And same with Warrior. I think it's a way to give Warrior and Hogan both the main event spot. It's just probably all due to ego. Vince trying to balance, these personalities. He wants to keep Hogan close, but the belt's on Warrior. So he can't, have Hogan be the focal point when his champion is somebody else. And it was just a way to balance that because Vince back in these days was a pussy. He would not, he always wanted to keep everybody, it felt like even, and especially when it came to Hogan. And he wouldn't just nut up and say, no, we're going with this guy now or whatever. He always had to try to, placate everybody's egos and stuff. And that's just the way it felt like to me with this match. So we'll see how it looks when we get to it here, because I haven't seen it in years. And I know that Tito Santana is the other survivor. He teams up with Hogan and Warrior to face that stacked heel team on the other side. So anyway, enough flapping my gums. Let's get into this. Wait, let's not get into it. Let me also say hello to King Morgan. What's up? Daniel Clark, Alan Barkley, Mike's Games version 1. Angie Law is here. Also, Dick Cheney's in the house. A.B. Johnson is here as well. And Ray Frand. Right on, man. Good to see anybody else that's chiming in saying hello. If I missed you, Blunt Object, good to see you. Wom Breezy. Shout out to Wom Breezy. By the way, Wom Breezy, if you can get to his YouTube channel from here by clicking him, I've got an interview with him on his channel right now that he released, I think, a couple days ago, right? So I did post this on social media as well, so you've probably seen it. If you have not, I've got an interview on his channel right now if you want to check it out. But check it out after this watch along. Mike Games version 1, I like that idea. We should do a World War III. We should. We've never done one. Okay, so Survivor Series 1994 and a WCW World War III. Not sure which one we want to do. We'll look at them. I'm going to work on putting those links up maybe tonight and tomorrow. So we'll get some of those scheduled for the rest of the month. I like that. We'll try to go all Survivor Series and maybe one World War III. So let me know which World War III we should do. But I think what we should do now is watch this pay-per-view. Don't you think? We've been talking too long. All right, you guys know what to do. Peacock Survivor Series Season 4, Episode 1, 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 25 seconds is the runtime. We're going to hit play together in just a minute. Once we do, timer right below me will begin to run. This video is presented ad-free. I have killed the ads on this video. At least I think I remember to do that. I'm going to check right now. Yeah, ads are off for this video, so this is a commercial-free live stream, at least on my end. If you have to experience any interruptions or ads on Peacock, that's what the timer is for, so you can catch back up and sync up with us. And what we do is we just hit play, 3, 2, 1, play together, and we're going to do that in 1 second once I position my hands. 2000. What do you mean 2000? Oh, maybe Survivor Series 2000 is what you mean. Survivor Series 2000 would be a good one. It would be a good one. I remember that one. That's when Taker had to wear them weird pants, remember? Yeah, that's another good one. Survivor Series 94, 2000, and maybe a World War III to round out the month of November here. I like it. Gilbert, we already watched Deadly Game, I believe. We've gotten to that one. All right. Okay, I'm ready to go here. Let's do it. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, okay? All right, there's my timer. There's my play button. I am locked and loaded and ready if y'all are. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect. Perfect. It's the Survivor Series. Oh, Vince hyping them up. I can't explain to you young people how it felt to see these little boxes of wrestlers squished together to form these teams. I mean, this is only the 4th Survivor Series. I was only 13 when the show aired. Little Greg. Little tiny teenage Greg. Little piece of shit I was. I was cute, but I was a piece of shit. And the mystery partner. I had no idea who DiBiase's mystery partner was going to be. I did not, at least I don't think. I don't have any memories of ordering this on pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure I watched this one scrambled. Because I definitely have some sort of memories about Taker's debut, like hearing them talk about him and wondering who he was. It wasn't until the next TV, that they showed highlight clips or photos. And I recognized him from WCW, but otherwise I didn't have any idea. The Vipers and the Visionaries. Look at that hair on the Warrior. My God. Fresh out of a trailer park in Tennessee. His name should be Tammy. Tammy, the ultimate Tammy. He's got Tammy hair. He's got Aunt Tammy hair. And this is pretty much the end of Demolition. I don't think Bill Eadie wrestles again. Oh, they're in Hartford for this? This is the site of WrestleMania 11, this building. Boy, right in WWE's backyard. Welcome, everyone. Oh, I didn't even know who was on the call. Gorilla and Bobby? Or Gorilla and... Is it Bobby? I hope it is. It's gotta be. It wouldn't be Vince. Oh, it's Piper. Okay. I'm kind of glad it's Piper for this. This should be funny. The fucking egg, man. The egg. This Gobbledy Gooker egg. And I didn't know what this was. I remember at the time thinking it was going to be a big deal. I was way more interested in the egg than I was $1 Million Man's mystery partner. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I did watch this scrambled because I remember the egg too. Not knowing what I'm listening to something, but I have no idea what's going on the screen. Oh, really, Roddy? So Roddy is going to stick it to Saddam Hussein by making him pay extra for Survivor Series. Yeah, that'll teach him. Oh, yeah, they weren't in the masks here, huh? They started the masks, and they're like, fuck the masks. The masks are stupid. Watching the Demolition come out to Perfect's music. And this is it. I am pretty sure this is it. No, wait, it's not it. It's it for Bill Eadie. I don't think we will see Bill Eadie after this. I believe We Are Pro Wrestling. Correct me if I'm wrong. This has got to be Bill Eadie's last match. It's definitely his last televised match. And then after this, they would just go with Crush and Smash until the team disbanded later next year. Oh, yeah, Bobby's got Perfect with him. I was trying to think, I'm like, who's he managing back in 1990? How many guys has he got? Team captain. That's right, Perfect. I'm not totally sure. I think Mr. Perfect has already won back the Intercontinental Championship, but the match hasn't aired yet. I think it's already been taped. I think. We Are Pro Wrestling, correct me on that little fact. Because I'm pretty sure Kerry Von Erich is no longer the Intercontinental Champion, but he's going to come out with the title here. I mean, this is a really awesome team. It's the Ultimate Warrior, the Modern Day Warrior, and the Road Warriors. And Kerry and Warrior together was very interesting to me from their connections in Texas. I mean, I thought Kerry had a slightly even better look than Warrior, I think. I think he was better looking. I think he was a better looking guy. Like, if I was a chick, I'd think Kerry Von Erich is hotter than Ultimate Warrior. Angie, am I right? Juliet, are you here to corroborate this? What about you, Yachiro? The little tornadoes and the little doomers. The little tornadoes. I mean, visually, it's probably my favorite Survivor Series team of all time. This one. I mean, look at it. The only other one that's close second to this would be Hogan, Demolition, and Jake. The previous year. That was a good-looking team, too. Of these four guys, who's the toughest of all of them? I'd probably say Hawk, but I don't know, man. Mean Gene, you are in a no man's land there, bro. Yeah, okay. See, I know what I'm talking about. Thanks, Juliet and Angie. Warrior's ugly. He's got a horse face. Kerry's handsome. He's rugged and handsome. There's so few of us, that have that look, We're a rare breed. Just me and Kerry and probably Mike and Doug and A.B. Johnson. Or Jobson, sorry. I did like Kerry Von Erich's music. I thought it was good. I thought it slapped. Do kids still say slapped? Because I think it slapped. I always liked Kerry's just look. I liked his robes. I always liked the headband on his head. All those like trademark Kerry stuff. Tassely boots. Him and Warrior were so similar. I mean, they were same body size, height, build, hair, height, width, weight, wheelbase. That's the 1962 Pontiac Skylark. Speaking of badass themes, Legion of Doom, another one of my all-time favorites. I mean, this theme still holds up. I mean, if you were to play it now, it would still rock, Best theme they ever had. It amazes me how WWE dropped the ball so badly with not only Hogan and Flair, but Road Warriors and Demolition. Like, they got a chance to feud a little bit, but Demolition should have lost the titles to Road Warriors, or to Legion of Doom. I'm happy the Hearts beat them, but the fact that they weren't able to get a Demolition and Road Warriors title program is crazy. And same with Hogan and Flair, I think they did one match in WWE and they got the big match in WCW, but it could have been bigger. All right. Warrior and Kerry Von Erich with my two favorite championship belts of all time in the history of the business right there. Except for that white strap on the wingy. Not a fan. Was Fritz in attendance here? What, here in this? Probably not. What year did Fritz die? He was still alive here, I know that, but I don't know if he was making a trip to Hartford. I think Fritz was probably at home doing Fritz things. Oh, there we go. Animal just with a takedown tackle of Smash, I believe. God, there's so much Minnesota connection here with the Road Warriors and Smash and Kurt Hennig. I always thought Darsow was a really good wrestler. The Repo Man shit. That's so weird too. What am I misremembering here? What am I misremembering about Hennig and Texas Tornado? When Texas Tornado loses the title back to Hennig, why do I have Repo Man in my memory? What match did he come out and get involved in? But it couldn't have been that one because Smash is still Smash. He must have gotten involved in... Oh, no, it was the $1 Million Man. It was a $1 Million Championship. That's what it was. Never mind. Okay. I'm conflating the two. When $1 Million Man beats Virgil for the $1 Million title, Repo Man gets involved in that. That's in 91. Bill Eadie hammering away on Kerry Von Erich. Demolition Axe currently... Oh, that's going to be it. He's clawing... Nope. Axe is currently the... has the lead role in that Penguin TV series. Oh, just took out... Is he trying to get him another one? There, he's trying to get the diving one. There we go. Well, Axe is gonna get eliminated right here, no doubt. He's in the wrong corner. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Thank you for everything, Bill Eadie. Warrior just tossing Hennig out. So good. Look at big Crush. Big young Crush. Look at the baby fat on him. Think about how jacked Brian Adams would be by the time he was in, like, Chronic. 10, 11 years later. Like, look at him here. He looks more like Mongo McMichael. Yeah, Axe and Smash. Only one still living in this match. Everyone else has passed away. The fact that Axe outlived all these people. Because Axe had some health problems there for a while. I thought he was in rough shape, but... Oof. Yeah, I was always a Crush fan. I always liked him. Who'd he tag? Hawk? I met Crush on his final night in WWE when he was beat up on that Raw episode by Kane, and then he left for WCW. He was in the Waffle House with Vader after the show, talking about it. Talking about leaving. Ew. Oh, I don't know what they were going for there, but Hawk lost his grip on Perfect. Shout out to Freddie Sparta, referee. This is the strongest team. I think we might have a case for this team being the strongest. It's definitely visually one of my favorites. Like I said, this one in the team the year before with Hogan, Demolition, and Jake. I love that team too. Honestly, and another honorable mention, Andre's team. At the first ever Survivor Series, it was Andre, Gang, Bundy, Rude, and I forgot who else. But that was a good team. A really good team. What the hell is he trying to go for here? All right. Oh. Butch Reed. Yeah, see? Butch Reed. You want to round out a team. that ain't a bad guy to pick right there. I mean, I just thought it was a great-looking team. That's going to do it for Smash, I think. Cover him. Nope. So far, still Axe, the only one eliminated here. Hawk just kicked the referee, rang the bell. What? For one little kick? For one little ref kick, you disqualify 4 dudes? Well, that's one way to eliminate 4 members at once. That's got to be a record. You can't do that, though. Like, in an elimination, single elimination match, you can't disqualify team members. I'm writing it. Piper's taking score. So Legion of Doom and Demolition are out. Which means it's going to be perfect 2-on-1 against Kerry and Warrior. I wish Kerry Von Erich never had the problems. I wish he didn't have the missing foot. I wish he wasn't on drugs. I wish he was, I think he could have been bigger than Warrior. I would have had Kerry take the title from Warrior at WrestleMania 7. Book that match. I mean, doesn't Von Erich and Warrior look like they could be a tag team? I mean, they've got the same gear, same boots, same hair. Kerry just needs paint. He had those good right hands, didn't he? I love that from Kerry, and then when he gets you in the corner and start rapid firing those punches. And then the discus punch. Warrior getting his licks in too. Slingshot. And over the top the other side. Oh! Double knot. Look at Shane McMahon out there refereeing. We didn't catch Shane earlier. Oh, Bobby over the top. Over the top of the barricade into the crowd. Oh, there we go. It's like, I think Kerry's going to get eliminated. He just posted himself there. Here comes a perfect plex, I bet. Hit the shoulder. Lock it in, Kerry. Perfect plex him. Come on, Hennig. I did enjoy their SummerSlam 90 match when Kerry Von Erich won the title. I thought that was good. Oh, there's no turnbuckle pad there. I didn't even see that come off. Did Bobby grab it? Yeah, there's perfect plex. Can be it for Was Bobby able to get that pad off right in front of referee Shane McMahon? Oh, and Warrior just nailed it. Oh, that'd be so great. A perfect one here. Let's change history. Let's change the course of history. Perfect plex to Warrior. Warrior kicked out. Yeah, Bobby's last night in WWE was the night after Survivor Series in '93. Gorilla kicked him out the back door, and that was it. He was in WCW a month or two later. Nice standing dropkick right in the button. I don't like the type of wrestling gear where you can see which way their wiener is tucked. I don't need that. I'm against that. Kurt Hennig leaving nothing to the imagination right now. Appreciate that, Kurt. Yeah, that's what I said about Ultimate Warrior's hair. He's got Aunt Tammy hair. Your Aunt Tammy in Tennessee in the 1980s, she had that hair. I guarantee it. Find any woman named Tammy, and that is the hair she has. And women named Donna, they all have short hair. I don't know why, but if your name is Donna, you got some short hair thing going on. The thermometer is raw. Did Heenan get a shot in on Warrior? Cameraman missed it. I saw it. Warrior's got the only survivor written on his gear there. Ooh, took him down. Took him down again. Boom. Here comes the splash and the win. Warrior advances. Nails Bobby. Bobby's bumps were so good. All right, the Warriors in the grand finale. I mean, the year that Warrior was champ, I did enjoy him as champ. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was a kid. I was 13. I thought it was nice. He was different. I'd had a lot of years of Hogan, man. I mean, Hogan had been champion for 7 years, 6 years. And so that's half my life at the time. So to see a new champion, it was like, wow, this new kind of painted face, rock and roll haircut type of guy, a little wilder, but still like larger than life. He was the same level of, kind of like superstar that Hogan was, but just had different energy. And I like that. All right, so this is next here, Undertaker's debut. I guess we should have saved this one for next year so we could do it on the 35th anniversary, but...
You believe me, he is here, and it's only a matter of minutes before everyone knows his identity. As usual, the $1 Million Man has done things in grand fashion, and I promise this to be a big, very big surprise. And as for you, Birdman Coco Beware, you're just one more bird that's going to be plucked and stuffed this Thanksgiving today. And the Heart Foundation, you're on your way to Heartbreak Hotel via Rhythm and Blues. And
Psh, bring it on, Rhythm and Blues.
be where I always have said you'll be, on your hands and knees, begging, humble before the $1 million man. But there'll be no mercy tonight, because tonight only the strong survive.
Yeah, I can't do the laugh. I mean, I feel the rhythm and blues have got to be on the cusp of breaking up here. Valentine wrestles WrestleMania as a babyface, so at least I think he does. So they're on their way out. Rhythm and blues, what a stupid ass. That are so bad. Speaking of on his way out, Dusty Rhodes, recently betrayed by Sapphire. Dustin is about to come in. And then Dusty's going to head back to WCW. Look at the hearts and those belts, those gold belts. It's hard not to love Dusty's music, you know? Kind of want to go back and breathe in the life of being a kid again. But be able to come right back here after, because I just want to feel it again, you know? I don't know if I'd want to relive it, because that means I have school tomorrow. And I was in 8th grade. God, I was in 8th grade. A.G. Cox Elementary School, Greenville, North Carolina. Look it up. That's where I went to elementary school. We had, our school colors are green and white. And around that time, in 90, the Chicago White Sox went back to their old SOX logo, that really cool font. So we did that with our school. We had it was Cox, C-O-X, instead of Sox. And the colors were green and white instead of black and white. We had the same uniforms. They looked awesome. Because those White Sox hats, when they changed back to that logo, were very popular. Everybody in North Carolina was wearing a White Sox hat. Why? I don't know. I just think it was a cool logo that people liked. All right, it's about to see. This is history, guys. 34 years ago. Sound out how old you are in the chat. Who among you were alive for this? Like I said, I was 13, so you can do the math to figure out how old my ass is. And I'm curious if anybody has a memory of this. All right, here we go. Let's watch. He's about to announce right now.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man. So without further ado, I will introduce to you now my mystery partner, led to the ring by his manager, Brother Love.
Brother Love.
320 pounds from Death Valley. I give you the Undertaker.
The Undertaker. Look at him. Now, upon his debut, I thought it was hokey and goofy, but man, did he make it work. I like that Gorilla goes, yeah, he looks to be in the neighborhood of 6'9", 6'10". Why wouldn't you just say 7 feet at that point? That means Gorilla knows his actual height. Oh, he looks to be about 6'10". Huh. You can tell that from where you're sitting? Even the early days of him here, before he had the hair really grown, like he still had... People are not really sure what to make of him. And at the time, we had enough goofy characters around, by 1990, so I kind of thought he was just going to be... I didn't really see a difference in Undertaker from Earthquake or Berserker or, a lot of these, like, crazy gimmicks. Who would have ever thought it would last 30 years? And Bret Hart is the first person Undertaker ever touches in WWE. I think that's very cool. Yeah, Roddy, they dug him up from WCW. Yeah, Hitman's like, I'll do it. Oof. Like an Earl Hebner in the ring with Bret Hart in Survivor Series. That's wild, huh? Who'd he tag? Anvil? Neidhart tagged Coco, who's wearing pink. Coco looks good in pink, doesn't he? Look how good he looks. Oh, no. Does Coco go out that fast? Oh, no, Coco is going to go. Look at the two. Look at that. Look how he's holding him. Oh! Stuffed. The tombstone. So Gorilla also somehow knows this guy's finishing moves names too. But it wasn't a straight up like safe, kneel down pile driver by that point. He was kind of holding them kind of funky and stuffing their necks in. In Taker's match with Kane at WrestleMania 14, one of his tombstones looks super wonky on Kane, and his head and neck is all crooked. If you know the match, you know what I'm talking about. I always thought that resembled one of Taker's early tombstones. Yeah, he tagged Valentine? Here, have some hunka love. I can't believe Undertaker's tag team partners with Honky Tonk Man. The Dream and Valentine, baby. This would be a great NWA title match 10 years earlier. 7 years earlier. Oof. I mean, it really felt like with LOD and Road Warriors preoccupied with each other, it doesn't feel like the Hearts really had any contenders up until until the Nasty Boys came in. They're not even there yet. Nasty Boys haven't even come in, I don't think. They come in around Royal Rumble time, I think. Or that's when we see them. And then, boom, they get the title shot at WrestleMania and win the belts. Honky in there, Jesus. One thing to be noted here about Bret Hart's brother passed away, I think, the day before. Dean, I think. His brother Dean. Yeah, this is Thanksgiving Eve, right? That's when this is happening. Oh, you were a sophomore in high school, A.B. John. All right, you're older than me. Yeah, Bret Hart was the first to work with Taker, and Coco took the first tombstone. So long, Honky. Yeah, fuck off, Honky. God, I never liked Honky Tonk Man. Just never liked him. Hated him as a kid. Hated him as a kid. Still kind of hate him. I don't think I'd hate him as much if he didn't hold the Intercontinental title for 2 Olympics. Did Dusty ever name the blotch on his belly? Did we ever name it like Fred or something? It needs a name. Look at the anvil. Undertaker just standing there on the side is crazy. This would be the only elimination match Taker would be in, I think, until, what, 93? When he was with Lex's crew. Up, that's going to be it for Anvil. Boom. See, you get pins with clotheslines here. 2, 3. Anvil's done. They should have had Taker put all these guys out. Does Brett have anybody still? Oh, yeah, Dusty. I'm like, who's there? Brett and Dusty tag team. Look at this. How fun is that? Look at the Hall of Famers in here right now. Brett, Dusty, DiBiase, and Taker. I think Valentine's still over the 2, right? Ray Fran, this is definitely where they were teasing Brett's singles push. You could feel it. Oh, God, here comes Taker. Just looking to hurt people, are you? Damn, poor Brett. Oof. Yeah, true. Yeah, Taker makes his debut in a match against Dusty and shows up at Mania 40 33 years later to help his son. 34 years later to help his son. Crazy. Cody's probably what, like just born at this point? How old's Cody right now? Probably 4? Cody's probably 3 or 4. Little ass Cody. Little infant Cody. Little 6-pound, 8-ounce baby infant Cody. God, he's on the top rope. Top rope clothesline coming to Dusty. Oh, yeah. And he did it on the top rope. He used to do that in WCW. He'd deliver an elbow from that like that. But the ropes were cables. They were stiffer. Probably a little tougher for him to execute that here. Look at Brother Love. Brother Love kicking Dusty. All right, Brett, you need to beat Hammer here. Oh, no. Dusty's going after Brother Love. Oh, is this going to be like a count out? Oh, yeah, that's how Taker gets eliminated. I was about to say. All right, so they're going to be gone. Taker and Dusty are going to be gone. Brett's going to pin Valentine, and then it's going to be Brett and DiBiase. Oh, but DiBiase, I'm sorry, Dusty might not have been counted out, just Taker. Well, I guess, Dusty's leaving, so I guess Dusty's counted out too? So if Dusty wasn't legal, where is he? Brett with the inside cradle. Gone, Valentine. And it's Brett and DiBiase, which is not a bad one-on-one match. Now, for the members, last week, remember we watched that Saturday night's main event? And it was Brett and DiBiase just a few months after this. Oh. Right after WrestleMania 7. And this would be the last time DiBiase would get the best of Brett. Brett would surpass him in about a year. Less than a year. Get in the ring, man. And Brett was probably legitimately, had a lot going on in his head during this, with his brother dying the day before. Also potentially realizing that whenever him and Jim do drop the tags, he'll probably be moving to singles. Love those Europeans by Brett. I saw some discourse online not long ago about people hating the European uppercut. I'm like, I like them. Why do we hate those? Like, if they look like shit, they might not be good, but some guys can throw good ones. Brett sure as hell could. Ooh, did Brett trip? Oh, took his knee out. He blew it right out. He blew his knee out. His knee's gone. Yeah, Brett's fine. Look at him getting up. Smart. Knocks Virgil off Brett. Come on, just nail him. Boom. Oh, shit. Oh, Virgil's gonna get nailed by his own guy here. DiBiase will hit him. You see this coming 10 miles away. Down goes Virgil. Come on, Brett. Oh, how cool would it have been if Brett did survive here? Imagine that team. Brett, Hogan, Warrior, and Tito. It'd be more even that way. It'd be 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-3. Oof. Down. High cross. Rolled right over. One. That's such, genuine emotion from Brett, too. Like, when he got pinned, he came up and he goes, fuck. It's like, it makes you believe that these guys were really wrestling each other. Like, Brett was really good at that. And that was one of the first times I ever noticed, little subtleties like that. I'm like, well, if you're trying to make something look real, like you're in a real, actual competitive contest here, Brett's reaction after the loss was about as authentic, I think, as you can get. And see, I kind of like how he gets the respect from the fans after that. But he just rolled through a high cross body there and caught Brett quick with a pin. But they were just about 6 months too early on where Brett would go over in that situation, Brett was primarily a tag team wrestler, even though he was tag team champion. DiBiase had the bigger singles run of the two at that point. That's tomorrow? They did the main event the night after Survivor Series? Huh? They did? Huh. That's really weird. Oh, Jake with the thing. Oh, that made me so queasy when I was a kid. Look at Snuka.
You think about it, this man is love killer. Why? Because power and glory. Snap the knee, but he
Sean and Marty Jannetty in the shower with Mean Gene. That's a nice thought.
you look at him, you can load it better than stone, man. This man has the scars of time written all over his face, and he, well, as you can well see, I've stood the test too. Remember this, though, you're not leading lambs to the slaughter. You're not giving the Christians to the lions, man. And one thing's for sure, brother, you aren't been kicking no chairs. If you think you are, just rattle this tree and see if old Damien don't fall out on you. All right, I thank you very much.
He got blinded by the arrogance, remember? The Vipers. I don't think this team does very well. I think the Vipers get blown out here, if what I remember is right. I did not hate the Models' music. I still use that joke. Like, if anybody, like, especially at work, if anybody says, Greg, can I ask you a question? I say, yes, I am a model. And it gets a chuckle, but nobody understands what I'm referencing. They just think I'm being stupid. But no, I'm like, it's Rick Martel's button. And the Warlord. Yeah, I was trying to remember. They had switched by this point to Thanksgiving Eve, I think, right? But if this is a Thursday, that means this might be Thanksgiving night. I think it is. I think this happened Thanksgiving night. So that means the next night, Friday, is when they did the main event. Interesting. Okay, so it's a holiday weekend. I just always thought those main events were in February. I've got my facts are jumbled in my head here. Did they do one before WrestleMania 7 then? Like leading up to that? Because a lot of times that main event, what would happen there would set up WrestleMania, like it did with Hogan and Andre, set up WrestleMania 4. We already knew what the match was going to be for WrestleMania 5, but Hogan and Savage did shit in 89 and then 90. Hogan and Warrior had their thing, right, with Perfect and Genius, and that's where Hogan and Warrior had their issue, and that's what set up WrestleMania. So what the hell happened in 91? Did they even do one? I guess they didn't need to set up WrestleMania because it was already set up with Slaughter winning the title at the Rumble, and then, you know, Hogan being the guy to challenge him. Yeah, Piper, this guy was on your team last year in 89. Rowdy's Roddies, or whatever it was. The Visionaries. Interesting how we've got rockers in the ring here with half of Young Stallions, half of Strike Force. What's interesting here, too, is Ravishing Rick Rude is gone. He had just left, right in the middle of his feud with the Big Boss Man, so he's gone. Rockers, and I know, it's always weird during Survivor Series when everybody would have, like, a team captain and they'd come out to that person's music. Like, it doesn't look right. Warlord is so stupidly jacked. My God. Come on, Marty, get him down. Surprised Bulldog isn't in this match. Is he back yet? Is Bulldog back? Is he in one of these matches? No, he's not back yet. Or he's not on TV yet, anyway. Fucking Paul Roma. Oh, we also have a half of Powers of Pain. We got a Power of Pain, a Young Stallion, a Strike Forcer, 2 Rockers, and a Power and Glory. I think it's Mike Chioda's our referee. Young Mike Chioda with the ridiculous mullet. Oh, okay, cool. So they did do a main event before WrestleMania. They had Slaughter versus Duggan. Yes, yes. Okay, I remember. That's right, they did. And Hogan and Tugboat ending their feud with Bravo and Quake. Yes. I do remember that. So, why are they doing one here? I guess just one for the holiday weekend here. Random. Mike's game, you know, this is 1990. I'm not sure if Marty's full-blown pilled up yet. I'm sure he was drinking his ass off and doing some drugs. But I'm not sure if he was full-blown on the pills yet. I think that was early to mid-90s when it really got ridiculous with the pain medicine and the somas and all that. I think back in these days it was probably cocaine and a lot of drinking. I think Marty is forever pilled up. He's still an ass on Facebook. Indianapolis is up 7-0 on Minnesota. I'm rooting for them because Minnesota's in a Lions division, so let's get them a loss. The Rockers are rocking all right. The Rockers were crack rocking. Marty, at least. Marty's definitely crack rocking. If you look at a picture of Marty Jannetty in 2024, the first word that'll come to your mind is crack rock. Or crackhead. Look at Snuka and Herc going at it. I gotta dig in my brain to think if I can ever remember these two guys facing. Yeah. Snuka. It would have had to have been super early 80s outside of WWE, but definitely not in WWE. I mean, by the time they got to 1990, Snuka and Herc were both kind of like jobber baby faces. Herc would go heel here and join Power and Glory, but Herc and Snuka might have made a fun team. Neither guy can cut a promo real well. Snuka could just do his thing. They'd be very vastly different. Oh. Caught him. Marty gone. At the hands of the Warlord. It's funny that the only person that doesn't really have a body in this match is Jake. Or maybe Marty. Marty's not that jacked. Sean's looking all right. But the rest of them are jacked. Herc, Snuka, Roma, Warlord, Martel. Ooh. Come on, you got to catch Warlord with a DDT. Kind of like if you blur your eyes and watch, it kind of looks like Austin's in there wrestling Jake. This is King of the Ring 1996 finals right now. After Warlord beats him. Talk about your Psalms. Warlord 316. Oh, Sean's going to get... You could tell the way Sean covered him that they were going to do a press spot. Ooh, Roma in with a hard shot. And I kind of like the brief feud between Power and Glory and the Rockers, especially that SummerSlam match when Shawn was hurt and they kind of had to do the angle. It's very reminiscent of Dynamite Kid when he was injured and the Hearts took the belts from them. Same type of deal. Shawn came down. He was already injured, so they knocked him out early in the match so he wouldn't have to compete. Marty was in there essentially 2-on-1 and succumbed, just like Davey did. Oh, my God. Shawn's heels scraped the ceiling on that backdrop. And Snuka was only sometimes wore the long gear, right? Snuka wrestles Undertaker at WrestleMania 7. Is he in long gear for that match? I always thought he was in short gear. I kind of like the long trunks on Snuka. I like that the arrogance lettering on the thing is wearing off. Shawn with the upside down spot. Martel, just a real piece of work. Wow. I loved Martel so much. He was so good. And Snuka's boots are interesting. Get a load of them. I've never seen him wear anything like that. Did he borrow those? They don't really match. Snuka was normally barefoot. Yeah, what the fuck's going on? He might have had knee surgery or something. Yeah, because now, come to think about it, Snuka's usually barefoot too, and he just got pinned. So that's very interesting. There must be a backstory to that. He must have had some a knee surgery. Maybe he's got a knee brace under there. I don't know why he still couldn't be barefoot. Maybe the doctors recommended him being in shoes until... That's my guess. But that is it. I've never really thought about that before. I'm like, yeah, what's up with his boots? But Snuka's gone, so it doesn't matter. Goodbye, Snuka. I'm pretty sure this is a sweep. Might be one of the only ones in Survivor Series history. I can't remember how many others we've had. And we still have to hatch that damn egg, man. Oof. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm looking at the poster right here. Rude is on that. Rude was supposed to be on the Natural Disasters team. So I'm curious who is on the team then. I don't know who. I don't even know who they're going to face. Might be Haku. I wasn't paying attention to the intro. You cheap ass. You cheap ass. I love that Hot Rod's not so focused on being heel like he was at SummerSlam 1990. Paul Roma. Such a universally disliked personality in wrestling. He's kind of like Disco Inferno. Like, nobody ever says anything good about him. I always thought he had a good look and was athletic. I just think he was a dick. Yeah, there we go. Revenge for Shawn Michaels. Shawn's back healthy. Shawn and Paul Roma. Is Roma going to pin Shawn? I don't think I can handle that. Look at that suplex. Damn, Shawn. I mean, Shawn's got to get pinned by someone here. I just don't want it to be Roma. He didn't have his leg hooked at all. He tagged something. Tagged Herc, I think. Oh. Hercules and Shawn Michaels. I mean, outside of this Power and Glory and Rockers feud, I can't think of any times they've crossed paths. Unless they did in, like... No, they wouldn't have. I was about to say, unless they did like in Louisiana or something in the mid-80s, but Herc would have been in WWE by then. So yeah, never. It would have had to have been around this time. I always like to think about that when I see guys in the ring. I'm like, okay, what is their history? Do they have any story besides this? And in some cases, they've got full-blown feuds in Mid-South or in NWA or something like that.
So smart on the part of visionaries. Give them credit, man. They know what they're doing. Quick tags are not allowing one opponent to stay in there too long, so as he gets tired. I don't like Shawn Michaels' chances.
I don't either, Gorilla. Jesus.
He won't give up. You know, one thing about the Survivor
Oh, they're going to hit their finish on him. I actually kind of hope they do because I like Power and Glory's finish. Tag Romeo. That means Romeo's going to pin Shawn. Damn it, they just tagged Roma's the legal man. This feels like blasphemy. Sacrilege. Boom. Oh, that's so good, though. And Roma pins Shawn. It almost doesn't feel right, but the quality of that finisher is so good to let it slide. And Jake, 4 against 1. What you gonna do? Mike, game's version, and you have some cool news. Finally getting the mole removed? What is it?
It's getting real serious here, though, Gorilla. Getting real serious. Jake, look at Jake calling them all out. As long as he stays in his own corner, may be able to hold on here for a while, but boy, I don't like this. He's not alone. No, he's got Damien out.
He's not. What, is he going to tag Damien? Tag into Damien. How do you pin Damien? Where is a snake's shoulders? Or where are they located on a snake? I've seen a lot of snakes. Ain't never seen one with shoulders. So Damien can't be beat. He can't be pinned and he can't be beat. Which means if Damien was a registered WWE wrestler, he'd be champion. Damien with the Winged Eagle title draped over his non-existent shoulder. But no, you can't tag Damien because Damien's a snake and you are a human person. Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I know the whole team survives, so I don't remember. Did they just pin Jake here? They just whoop his ass? Usually when this scenario happens... Oh, DDT! Oh, maybe the whole team doesn't advance. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at... Oh. Because usually in that situation, the babyface will get a couple of eliminations before he'll lose, but... Did Jake block the arrogance? Did he not get sprayed in the face? Oh, no, he's got... Oh, is Jake going to get DQ'd? Oh, that's kind of a cool way to have the Vipers get their... Oh, my God, the snake is wrapped around his leg. He's trying to run with it. Don't step on it. God, it makes me so worried for the safety of this animal. But that's actually funny. Like, Jake chases Martel off, essentially gets the last laugh, even though his team got their asses kicked. And that's it.
Has been counted out. Therefore, the winning survivors are the entire team of the Visionaries.
The entire team. Look at Slick, the first sweep in Survivor Series. Oh, I miss Slick. I forgot to shout him out earlier. He used to be visible on camera, but I got a picture of Slick right up there, kind of off camera. And Slick was just my guy back in the day. He was so funny to me. I can't, like, when I was a kid, like, from ages, like, whatever I was, fucking 9 to 13 or whatever. Oh, my God. Slick was one of my absolute favorites. Chris Ludak, thanks for the 5. I agree, Greg Warlord was insanely jacked. He may be one of the strongest guys ever in WWE no one talks about. I mean, he was just so swollen. Like, crazy jacked. I mean, a lot of that was steroids, but he was jacked. I need another one of these. I'll be right back. I do love Rick the Model Martel's music, and I'm glad we're getting to hear it a little extra. I need something to open this. I like how Roddy's like, I'm so hot. It's sweaty doing commentary with you, Gorilla. Both men calling this thing are passed away. Sean Mooney. Look at these guys. And Hogan with his little weird short hair. He was doing that in 89, too. He had a little short hair in 89. He was a little short. Like a little Dutch boy, a little stable boy. On steroids.
This is our chance to prove that the 4 dynamics of the train and the prayers, the vitamins, and believing in yourself will make you a survivor in any situation.
Nice, Mike. Local school district in your area that your dad retired from as their gym teacher will name the gym after him in memoriam on his birthday next month. Well, that's awesome. Can you see your dad's name on a building? Hell yeah. That's better than the mole. Nobody's put my dad's name on nothing. That's pretty awesome. Congrats to Daddy Mike. Oh, Shockmaster, you are something else, man. Has anybody been given more shitty gimmicks? That shirt, he fucking wears Waldo shirt that Tugboat's wearing. It's just so ridiculous. That's his name, Tugboat.
But the reason we're also here is we're dedicating this match to all the men and women all over the world who are all Hulkamaniacs, man, serving and fighting for our country, but especially the men and the women over there in the Middle East right now, brother. They're hanging on and fighting for all of us, brother. And as far as I'm concerned, President Bush, as soon as the Survivor Series is over, and me and my whole
I remember that summer, that the war starting to unfold, the Gulf War and stuff. I remember so much of that as a kid, you know, kind of being young and not understanding fully the impact of it and stuff. But I remember watching the news a lot and seeing a lot of the coverage of it. And it's hard to wrap your head around war when you're 13, but I remember a lot of it.
Monster making that dedication to all our armed forces over there in the Virgin Gulf as part of Desert Shield. What better way to give thanks? You feel a rumble? I certainly do.
Earthquake and Dino Bravo. I remember thinking Dino Bravo was going to beat the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Championship. I was worried that was going to happen, and then they started moving in the direction of Hogan and Warrior at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh, it's going to be the opposite of that. Not only is Warrior not dropping the belt to this asshole, he's going to go on to even bigger and better things. I don't think I ever got used to Bravo with blonde hair. As a kid, I always remember him as a brunette. Oh, yeah, it is going to be Haku. Figure, I'm trying to think who else is around Heenan family-wise. So Rude must have just gotten booted. And he was right in the middle of that feud with Ball. Last time I remember seeing Rude on TV was when Boss Man, I think, like handcuffed Bobby Heenan to like the guardrail at ringside for some reason and just left him there. He just left. And Rude was out there all mad in like this tracksuit and he's like screaming. And that was, and I never saw him again. And then a few weeks went by, and I remember being a kid thinking, like, what happened to that feud? I didn't really know what happened until a little while later. Rude shows up in WCW. I'm like, oh. Just fucking toot toot. Tugboat. They couldn't, like, the music is fine, but they couldn't, like, he just looks ridiculous in that. It was characters like that that made me, like, kind of a closet wrestling fan back then. Look at the shape Duggan's in here. And the yeller ribbons. Surprised he doesn't have an American flag with him. Boss Man. Props to Boss Man, too, man. He was in such good shape around this time. I think he'd even get a little slimmer than he is here. But, I mean, he had to have dropped over 100 pounds in these days. From when he debuted, like, thinking, like, when he was Big Bubba in NWA, and then, like, when he came in as Boss Man in, like, 88, he was, like, 400, man. He's slim as shit here. He might be 280 there. You know, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do you think he weighs? Hogan and his little haircut. His little haircut. Looks like his mom just took him to the barber earlier that day. We got to get you a haircut for Survivor Series, sweetie. I remember that Earthquake would sometimes wear the brown singlet. It looks so weird. I mean, Hogan and Boss Man were on opposite. They were the captains of their respective teams against each other just 2 years prior to this. So it's Barbarian, Haku, Dino, and Earthquake against Duggan, Hogan, Tugger, and Bossman. Joey Morella is our referee. Gorilla Monsoon and Rowdy Roddy Piper on the call. Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan at ringside. What are they yelling? I don't understand. Hogan. Damn, right on the hard cam side up there. Looks somebody's carrying that connecting people with wrestling sign that you see at every show. I've seen them at every show I've gone to. I'm glad that this is a football game tonight that nobody gives a shit about. Yeah, let's see here. Who's passed away in this match? Earthquake and Dino Bravo. And Boss Man. I think that's it, right? And Joey Morella. I have met 2 people in this match. Oh. Haku had nothing to do. Haku with nothing to do around this time. Back to wearing his kind of like Islanders looking gear, which I always liked. Haku would probably work the Rumble, right, in January, but I think that's all they wrote for Haku, other than live events and whatever, but he wasn't featured much on TV past this. And then he was off to WCW to be Ming by, I'd say, 92, 93. Remember the first time I saw him there on Saturday night, on WCW Saturday night, outside the ring. Kind of out there looking a little bit like Mr. Hughes, doing that. And I was like, holy shit, it's Haku. There he is. Because I was off and on with, like, wrestling news, like keeping tabs on it when I was a kid. Sometimes I'd hear things, see the occasional newsletter, but I wasn't obsessed about it. So I wouldn't know anything had happened, until it becomes clear on TV. Oh my God, that was a great dropkick. Jeez. That's going to be it. Sidewalk slam does Haku in, 1 man down. Ooh, big boot. Is he going to take out the brain? I think on one of the tapes, like a super tape or some Coliseum video, we did get the Bobby Heenan and Boss Man match. I don't think it was on TV, though. Wow, look at the way he took that suplex. So strong, Barbarian. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right, Night Ranger. He was still there by WrestleMania 7. They opened the show against the Rockers. That's actually a good match. Okay, so Haku was there a little bit in 91, but I think he'd fade out. So that means he might have worked Royal Rumble 92. Yeah, I think he did. I think he worked Royal Rumble 92 as well. And then he was gone. So, okay, so he was around-ish for another year plus. That's right. I hated this gimmick of the Barbarian because the Barbarian was so good. Like, I loved him as a worker. Like, when it came to, like, Powers of Pain, I always thought of Warrior or Barbarian and Hawk in the same light. Like, they They were the athletes of the group, where Animal and Warlord were the muscle. But Barbarian had a good looking like move set. He was kind of intense and he was vicious at times. And this mountain man or whatever this shit is he's wearing, whatever he's supposed to be, I don't like it. Duggan tried to slam Earthquake. Take him out. Oh, Jimmy Hart, you little weasel. They would be roommates in Legend's house. Oh, well, that's going to be bad for you. Yeah, oh. Whoa, be careful. Hogan's in there with Earthquake now, and Bravo, and Barbarian. Scooper to Dino. Scooper to Barbarian. And do one for Earthquake. He'll probably fall backwards. Boom, got him up like it was nothing. Shut up, Piper. Do not try it. Hogan slammed bigger. Brother Contreras, so what's your thoughts when you watch Survivor Series from the past? You're watching it right now. That's what we're doing. That's what a watch-along is. I watch, I tell you what's in my head. So we are in progress of your question being answered right now. Boom. I did always like the power slam from Earthquake. I wouldn't want to take it, but he had a good one. That's incredible that he's not even 30 years old. He's in his 20s. That man is in his 20s, and I am 47. For reals? It should be reversed. I mean, he's bald as hell already. Look how bald he is. Hogan just beat Bravo with a small package. That's a first. Here comes Boss Man in there. The rapid fire punches. Like, how is he that balding at age 29 or whatever he is? Like, that should not happen for another 5 or so years. Oh. Oh. Hmm. What a plank by Boss Man. I'm curious, does Hogan pin Earthquake here? Or does Earthquake get away with not being pinned again? Because if they do the match with Hogan and Earthquake, and there's Boss Man is gone, 2 elbows. I feel like that's Coliseum video material. I don't know if Earthquake ever just eats the 3 boots, leg drop, and pin at any point. Because if it's not here, it's got to be on a Coliseum, a CV somewhere. Oh, he's still got the scar from SummerSlam. I wonder if they painted that on him or if that's legit. I think it's legit. Jeez. Oh, man, he's down. Because Earthquake, I mean, he is a big guy. I mean, I guess that's why he looks older. He didn't live very long. I mean, he can't be that healthy being that size, but Jesus, he was still good. And he was tall as hell, too. Whoa. Looked like he was going for an elbow drop, and he changed his mind into a splash and missed. "28 years old. That is so crazy." Tag to Tugger. Oh my God, the fans are tooting. I mean, that gives you a good idea, like, how big John Tenta is, because Tugboat's so huge, and, you know, there's clearly... Tenta is clearly larger and taller than Tugboat, and Tugboat's huge. What a great team they would make. I liked the Natural Disasters. Double count out. Life continues. It's a bummer. Earthquake did not get pinned. So that's it. This is our final two. Hey, guys, it's down to Barbarian and the Hulkster. I gotta be honest, I don't remember who wins. I don't know. Who do you think it'll be? Barbarian or Hulk Hogan? I mean, it could go either way here. I'm in such suspense. Yeah, Tenta versus Boss Man, Bash at the Beach 96, 6 years later. Cool. We watched that, right? Oh, that was the worst looking pile driver. That's worse than the tombstone Hogan would take next year from Undertaker. I was like, is there another match? Oh yeah, there's one more after this. I felt like this is the main event, and then we go to the match of survival. I'm like, wait a minute, it's only an hour and a half into this thing. And there's one more match after this, 2 more matches. Nobody survives. If both men get counted out, nobody survives. See, Piper just caught himself that. That's why this concept doesn't work. Because Piper was just like, that means Warrior will be the only team member on on that one side. You mean the good guy side. They can't say heels and faces at this time, so it's basically like they have a team good guy, team bad guy that are just unspoken, you know? It just doesn't work. That's Barbarian's top rope move, too. Hogan's going to Hulk out of that. Poor Barbarian. All right, well, Hogan's going to dispatch Barbarian here. Down he goes. Put it in the book. Hogan's got Bobby Heenan cornered. Might as well lay one into him, too. And we're just going to punch Bobby Heenan a few times. Oh, Bobby's going to do his bump. Love that. Fucking Ray Stevens bump. Let's hold up my banner. Hulk rules. Oh, don't use it to wipe. You're a piece of shit. I mean, maybe the fan wants that. Provided we all go out on Tuesday and do our civic duty, this asshole will not have a cabinet position. So go vote. I mean, maybe there's a chance. There's a chance, Mike and Victor, that the fan is like, I just got Hogan's sweat all over my thing. But I think it's kind of rude to do that. Hey, let me just use your banner that you spent hours on, no doubt. Probably a good chunk of money, too. Let me use it to wipe the sweat from my face. And then wad it up and throw it back to you. What a dick. Why don't you throw some paper towels at hurricane victims while you're at it, you asshole? That's good. It makes no sense to do it on the day, you know? I had my shit filled out and in there. Took negative effort, drove right to the library, which is about 200 feet over there. Done. Done, done. Royal Rumble 1991. We have watched that. I got to start looking at the Rumbles we have and have not done. Coming up in January. Yeah, imagine that thing on eBay. It's got Hogan's sweat on it. Do you want to sniff the scent of a racist? Buy my Hogan banner. Okay, here we go. The egg. Jesus Christ. It's time, guys. One of the most important. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, okay. It's not time for egg hatching. Okay, I know what they're going to do here. They're going to start setting up Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7. This is going to be Savage challenging Warrior and Warrior not doing it. Or something. Or that's coming up at the Rumble. That happens at the Rumble. So I don't know what Savage is going to say here, but I think it's going to be something about the WWE Championship. I like bandana Macho Man so much more than cowboy hat Macho Man. I'm not a big fan of cowboy hat Macho Man. I like this Macho Man. Well, he's Macho King. Welcome to the family, A.B. Johnson. You know, Juliet is really great here. She is constantly fanning out the memberships. And I appreciate that, Juliet. Thanks for helping grow our family. Every time I talk, I put my pinky out. Make sure my veins in my neck and all the muscles in my neck. Ooh, that's gross. I don't like that. Where's Sherry? Where's Scary Sherry? Sensational Queen Sherry went on the Brother Love show and insulted the Ultimate Warrior time and time again. Oh yeah, so they've already started that. They did the Brother Love angle already.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Sensational Queen Sherry.
CJ Perry and Damian Priest had a little romantic retreat. Good for them. I've always heard that Damian Priest plays on both teams, so I think that's awesome. And what an interesting couple.
He realizes the Macho King Randy Savage is going to take his title back, and there is nothing that he can do about it. That's right.
Just a second. Macho King, I recall after sensational Queen Sherry hit the Ultimate Warrior, he went looking for you and you were nowhere to be found.
He's not looking in the right places. Just tonight, I am scooping him out. But I don't see anything.
I am scooping him out. I love that.
The one in the World Wrestling Federation. Past, present,
The World Wrestling Federation. Wrestling.
tomorrow. I am the greatest superstar ever to step into the head squared circle. And Gene Okerlund don't bet against me.
He was still top of his game here in my mind. I still thought Savage was
You a final question. After
in the ring as good as anybody.
Macho King, where do we go from here?
Will.
Everyone all around the world who is the
He loves doing shit with his fingers like that, and the pinky and the index finger, maybe sometimes all four fingers or the whole hand. It doesn't matter to him. Yeah.
Macho King is number one. Dig it?
I probably do, but I got the feeling that
Gene goes, I probably dig it, but I don't know about the rest of them.
Oh, let me tell you something.
No, Gene, you don't probably dig something. You dig it.
Championship hands touch the Ultimate Warrior. You'll realize it. Oh, yeah.
All right, so he just said his piece. That was it. I kind of am sad that we didn't see Sherry, because if Sherry would have been out there, she would have been dressed hot as all fuck. And that bums me out. Is Lex Luger coming out? Oh, yeah, it's Nikolai. Oh, yeah, Nikolai's now Mr. American Russian guy.
Last time I saw it ain't that size, vanilly lated. Oh my God. Oh, look who we got.
One of my favorite promos is Nikolai Volkov and Hacksaw Jim Duggan together at SummerSlam 1990 backstage. It's just funny. And here's Tito. Not you, buddy. I'm gonna try to give you a shot at Tito. He's on the couch. Let's see if you can see him. He's right. See him right there? Look at him. His fat ass lounging. That's him. He's just sleeping. My blinds are a mess. My apologies. Seeing the Bushies come out to the American Lex Luger's theme is weird. We got one Bushy. We got Nikolai deceased in this one. On the other side, as far as I know, everybody's alive here. This asshole. Is Boris Zukov still alive? It has Akeem in the picture. Don't tell me to listen up, Slaughter. I'll listen if I want, asshole. If I choose not to listen to you, I won't listen to you. It's a free country. It's America. You know what, guys? I promise I will work on updating some emojis. Give us some new options there. I've been slack on that. My bad. That's why you guys need to help me get to 1 million subscribers. We're almost there. Once we are, I'll hire some helpers and editors and stuff to make it as fun as possible. Delicious turkey dinner with all the trimmings. I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving food. It's fine, but a lot of it's shit. It's just heavy slop. Everything's slop. You notice that? Like, everything's a casserole and potatoes and everything's moist and, you know, like, it's just heavy slop. Gravy. We didn't have any sand in our pumpkin pie. Did he say that? Holy shit. God, I don't even know what this guy, I do not like any of this. Fucking hot turkey sandwiches and Saudi Arabia and sand in your pumpkin pie. I don't know what's happening. Why is he getting this disgustingly long pre-match promo? I can definitely see how this wasn't appealing to a lot of fans. As a kid, the reason I didn't like it was because it was too obvious. I'm like, well, shit. You know, especially when Slaughter beat Warrior. We're like, well, we know what's going to happen now. Hogan's going to beat him for the title. And he's back on top. Like always. But that's the kid's perspective, wrestling fans' perspective, where I was at. But to anybody else or older fans or something, they're like, this is stupid, you know? It was like, it's just a, look at Fuji with the camouflage paint. That's hysterical. But Vince was just, he gets credit of being a genius, but he's a dumbass. Because it was all great in 1984 when Hogan beat the Iron Sheik, and that worked for that time, you know? But he just tried to do it again. Just like he would try to do it again with Lex Luger and turn him into the born-again Hogan. This is the born-again Iron Sheik. Because that was a really successful thing that they did in the 80s. But trying to do it now, there's a different vibe in society. This is a different war. Completely different war, different circumstances. And it came across as off-putting rather than something that was like intriguing like it was in 84. So it's never going to be good as it was, you know, when you try to recreate something directly. And Vince kept trying to go back to the same well and probably stunted his own growth a little bit because WWE was highly successful, but probably could have been arguably better if a couple of different decisions were made, and that's definitely one of them. Imagine if they would have ran back Warrior and Hogan at WrestleMania 7. Imagine that. They might have been able to sell out that Coliseum, but they went with this bullshit? I don't know, man. Oh, there's Tito with a flying forearm right off the bat. And Boris Zukov is eliminated. I want to look up Boris. You guys will probably get to it before me. But I want to know if Boris Zukov is alive. Zukov, there. I think he is. Yeah. I'm sorry, he's only 65 years old. So he's only about 30 here. I guess that's about, okay. I don't know, I thought he'd be older. Huh, right on. Oh, my least favorite move, the battering ram. Where have we recently seen Sato? He just got brought up in something. We watched something. I wonder where that was. It might have been on the WCW show we watched. Or maybe Tanaka just came up. Tanaka came up. Oh, there's another one by Tito. Yes! Tito has eliminated 2. Oh, it's 4-on-1 here? Just like that. The baby faces. I mean, this is Nikolai's swan song too, pretty much. He would be out probably right after this. He might have worked the Rumble. But he was gone for a while until around 94. Oh. Oh, damn, Nikolai. Shit. And Slaughter and Nikolai, you know, they already went way back. So did Slaughter and Sheik. It's a shame that Sheik would come in right as Nikolai left. I never really thought about that before. Because if Sheik would have came in and Nikolai was still there feuding with Slaughter, that would have been interesting to see Sheik and Volkov back together, but on opposite sides. I would have brought Sheik back for this and made him a babyface with Nikolai and reunited them as a babyface team to go up against Slaughter and Adnan and maybe somebody else. Like, add some other person to their unit. And you got Sheik and Volkov back in the company together as a babyface tag team. Don't give them the titles or nothing. Just have them be there, feud with Slaughter, and then maybe give them a championship match against the Hearts for fun. And have the Hearts beat them. That's what I'd do. Maybe bring Blassie in for fun. Danny Davis, shout out. Danny Davis reffing this thing. Jeez.
You notice his pace. Look how he's getting up very slow. He knows he's got 4 guys to contend with. He has to do that, Rod. He's got nobody to tag. He's picking his pace. Set him up here. He hasn't missed anything yet. Very deliberate. Hooking the leg. Nikolai's
Got him.
all right, Butch. Tear him apart, baby.
Jeez.
Got 3 more fresh guys to contend with. Nice forearm. Now they're both in there. Both pushed.
Oh, God. I'm excited for Slaughter to eliminate both these assholes. You might have to get beat up a little bit first.
Cover him, cover him. Now, out the back door. They've got to go to work on Slaughter now.
I want to visit the universe where Tito got the belt instead of Brett. And just see what that universe looks like. And how the business evolved. With Tito as champion. Beating Flair in 92 and not Brett. Was it going to be a Tacula, Mexico screw job? At Survivor Series 97? And he got them both, yes. Or got one, excuse me. Butch is next. Oh my God, Butch. Look at Butch sell. That's it. Slaughter. Oh my God, Sarge could bump like that. Does Slaughter get counted out? Is that what happens here? I don't think Tito pins him. Top rope dropkick. No. Forearm. Oh. Slaughter's hair is crazy. Will I still be doing this when I'm 80? I don't know, maybe. Probably. The older I get, the more time I'm going to spend at home. Still remains to be seen where my permanent resting place will be. But once I find that, I'll be home a lot. It'll probably be here in California, but you never know. I might move to Fiji. The bread basket, my favorite. Yeah, I thought I had this. I was going to go grab it, usually when I have the VHS, and I don't see it. I have 91. I got 89. I don't see 90 back there. So I thought I had all the Survivor Series, but unless I just am blind, I can't see it, but I couldn't find it. You're not going to beat Tito like that. Hell no. This is kind of fun because I legitimately don't know. Oh, I legitimately don't know how Tito survives. Maybe that's it. The ref bump here. Slaughter shoved him right into Danny Davis. Come on, Danny Davis. Oh, I didn't put that together. I didn't put that together till just now. Tito and Danny Davis. Greg, wake up, bro. Oh, there's the flying forearm. Tito and Danny Davis have gnarly history. Oh, Adnan's gonna come in with the flag. Come on, Danny. Wake up, dangerous Danny Davis. Okay, he's gonna get DQ'd. And Shane is the referee. He's the outside referee. Why doesn't he have the power to execute a DQ here? That makes no sense. That's the whole point of having a second referee. Oh no, Danny Davis is gonna have to disqualify him here. I can't believe it took me this long to recognize that Danny Davis is the referee for this Tito match. Look at how stupid. Slaughter is like acting like the biggest travesty of all time has taken place when he knows goddamn well. Look at, he's such an idiot. I fucking hate Slaughter. I just always have. Especially this version of him. I'm talking character-wise. I just legitimately do not like him. And I'm not supposed to. That's his job. He's a heel, but fuck him. Look at these guys. DiBiase, Warlord, Model, Roma, Herc, Slick. Martel. There ain't no stopping us now.
To survive intact. The $1 Million Man has given a lot of incentive money to make sure that this team survives one more time. And you, Tito Santana, you're a great athlete, but you happen to
Feels like that should be against the rules. Like, the winners are already going to get a winner's purse. But if one team member is already rich, he's like, I'm going to pay all you guys to do whatever you have to do to win. I don't know. Something tells me we are not looking at these survivors. Do we get a pre-match promo from the baby faces? I hope so. I can't believe they hit us with a back-to-backer here. The main event was the next night. I guess I watched that. I loved Thanksgiving when I was a kid in school because I would either have family come down and visit, or we'd drive up to Philadelphia to visit them. And so they were either at my house or I was there. And I probably watched the main event. I just don't really remember. Oh, the egg. I forgot about the egg again. We're at the egg. It's time for the egg. I was legit curious about this. So when it's so hot and it's so long. Oh, Gene. I mean, maybe Rey Mysterio's popping out of here based on how the question marks are around the logo. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Oh, I think it might be hatching now. What a coincidence. It's already pre-cracked. It's perforated. Is it a dinosaur? I'd hate to be in that. No reaction at all. Booing it. Fans should know, or they probably knew instantly at Gorilla, this ain't gonna work. It's idiotic. It's angering to watch this. Because as a fan, I was expecting some massive thing. They were talking the shit up for weeks on TV. Look at this. This fucking Big Bird. And so I remember as a fan being like, well, whatever this is must be huge. And I didn't purchase the pay-per-view, or this one. But if I would have, I would have wanted my money back. What is with the Gobbledy?
Gobbledy Gook. Don't tell me you're the Gobbledy Gooker. You've got to be kidding me. Is that all you do is gobble? Well,
And this is Hector Guerrero, by the way.
What? You want me to what? Oh, no. I wouldn't do that, not in front of an audience like this. All right.
And so I remember when I finally saw what this was, and it might have been the next night on the main event. They might have shown highlights from all this shit. But whenever I recognized that it was the Gobbledy Gooker that came out of the egg, I don't think it was even registering to me that he was supposed to be a wrestler. I just thought it was something for the show. But I think, maybe Hector was supposed to stick around and wrestle in this gimmick, but they just dropped it. The Gobbledy Gooker. I mean, what drugs were being done in Stamford at this time? Like, you got to discuss the pay-per-view and what to do. It would be great. Like, this entire idea should be conceived on acid. Vince, man, WWE, Vince loved that saxophone-y type of music they played all the time. Now they're gonna do-si-do. It's a hoedown. It's a fucking hoedown. Oh, see, now he's hitting the ropes. Oh, very acrobatic. Gene. Gene, well, this is the best part. Oh, Gene ate shit. Too bad. Nice socks. This guy's rolling around. Look at the kids. The kids are going nuts. And Roddy, I see no kids going nuts. Which is pretty wild because kids are just generally nuts. Look at Gene. This is tough to watch. Gobbledy Gooker. I mean, the fans are trying to get into it. Ha! That one fan is just giving him the finger in the front row. That's very 1998. I love that. That's so attitude. Look at that one guy, dead center hard cam, total serial killer. Dead staring him with the glasses, death stare right now. Like, I'm gonna find where this man lives. I'm gonna come there with a truck, a shovel, and rope. God, what the F, man? We're doing more acrobatics? Now, I am curious, when he had a match, does that gear come off and there's something a little more normal looking under there, or does he wrestle in the feathers? This is pay-per-view time you're taking up here. God, the mullets in this crowd. Yeah, bathroom break is right. My God. The fact that this pay-per-view is so short and 15 fucking minutes of it is wasted on this nonsense. Oh my God. It's more infuriating to watch now 34 years later than I think it was at the time. Vince McMahon is a genius, my ass. Like, what the hell's going on here? Who comes up with that? Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Hogan, Warrior, Tito. Not you, buddy. Oh, he's over here now. Check him out. Oh, you can't see him. Never mind. The Stark Raven Hulkster.
You know, this is what it's all about, brother. I've been around the WWF for quite some time now, and the Hulkster has always ruled, but never before have I seen such intensity in a man like the Ultimate Warrior, brother, to rise to the top so fast, to take it all away, and to have so many little warriors following him, brother. And as far as Tito Santana goes, brother, me and the Reba man have been around since day one.
Yeah, I love that. Tito and Hogan. Tito was there before Hogan.
This is what it's all about, baby, the grand finale. And you know it, man. The missionaries, you turkeys, the odds are not against us, baby. We are here for one reason, to survive, baby, the grand finale. Taking as many footsteps to get this far. The Hulkamaniacs that made the sacrifice.
Look at Mooney.
Warriors that follow me that fell.
I think Santana should have been the sole survivor in all this.
You die, glory. A reminder that we feed off such things. And you, Rick the Model Martel, no competition to the powers that we possess in Hulkamania and Warrior Wellness and Junction.
Arriva Derci. Yeah, Ted Turner might think he has a chance of winning the war after watching that, but what did we just watch? We just watched Halloween Havoc 1991. A month before this, they electrocuted a motherfucker. So I don't know if they were really doing anything less crazy over there. You dudes out there. Hogan, you are just something to behold.
Survive indeed, the Hulkster, the Ultimate Warrior, Tito Santana. 3 members on one side, 5 on the other. Still, I don't like
Yeah, Warrior got repainted. Well, you got to. He had plenty of time. He was in the opener. Oh, we get the Models music for the 3rd time. This is the 3rd time we've heard the Models music played tonight. That's tremendous. Are they all going to get individuals? Oh, no, they're not. Power and Glory are coming out. I feel like $1 Million Man will get his music. The Warlord and Power and Glory. Where's the Warlord? Warrior or Warlord coming out to this music is pretty funny. I mean, we got technically 2 team captains here because Model was the captain of his team, DiBiase was the captain of his, but this kind of feels like $1 Million Man is the captain of this team. I mean, it would have been cool, like, looking at the field if the final match of Survival would have been, like, Hogan, Warrior, like, maybe Von Erich, Brett, against, like, Slaughter, maybe Perfect, I guess it couldn't be Perfect if it was Warrior. Maybe Earthquake. Maybe throw Dusty in there for fun. I don't know. Mix it up. Make it another 5-on-5 deal. Is Tito going to come out to Real American? I hope not. Let's hope they get 3 separate entrances here. Hogan, I attack Hogan here if I was the heels. All right, Tito gets his own music. Tito just had so much respect. I always loved him as a kid. Because my earliest wrestling memories, he was Intercontinental Champion. Or not earliest memories, memories that I can start remember. Memories that when I started actively trying to watch wrestling as a kid. Liking it enough to say, I want to watch more of it. Tito was the champ. Oh, Ultimate Warrior pillow. I remember this image from the WWF magazine because I had a subscription. And I remember, like, that's such a cool image because I don't think I saw this match until the pay-per-view, until the VHS tape became available at the video store. That's really the only way to see it. So I'm sure I rented it. I know I did. And just like that, Warlord is down from the flying forearm. Just like that. And it's 4-3 in a blink of an eye. God, Roma and Tito, such an interesting match, too. Because the Stallions and Strikeforce were kind of both feuding with the Hearts around the same time. For the main event the next night, were they in this same arena? You know what? I don't know. There's a chance, Serge, that this was taped. Because they would do things like that sometimes, because it's not like spoilers were widely available. I know they taped SummerSlam 92. So they might have taped this a day before, or a couple days before, giving them time to get to... And Tito is gone, damn it, at the hands of the $1 Million Man. So I would think that this show's probably taped. I know that sounds crazy, that a pay-per-view would be taped, but it might have been. Okay. Thank you for looking that up. They already taped the December 1990 weekend shows. This was live, according to History of WWE. Okay, so that's probably why I mentioned earlier that I'm pretty sure that Kerry Von Erich dropped the Intercontinental title prior to this, but he came out with the championship here. So he would lose it on the TV shortly after. That's probably the same set of tapings, probably. That's a good tape. That's a good point, too. They could have maybe taped the main event. But back in these days, you could get away with taping a Survivor Series because, a few days earlier, because there's really no way to get your hands on it unless you're a crazy fan. It's easy to sit back and criticize. Hogan and DiBiase mixing it back up. They would revisit each other so many times. Even when Hogan came back, remember, in 93? And teamed with Brutus to face Money Inc. And DiBiase would join him in the NWO, which was wild. After DiBiase tried to buy the belt and then paid off Andre to steal it from Hogan and all that shit that went into WrestleMania 4 and Hogan costing DiBiase the title in the main event and now kind of Revisiting each other here in 1990. Oh, they're going to go for the Power and Glory finish on Hogan. Are they going to hit this? You've got to be shitting me. Oh, my God. Nah, didn't look that bad. Oh, Hogan's going to Hulk out of that. Oh, shit, of course he no-sells it. Stands right up. What an asshole. Clothesline's going to do it. Thank you for pointing your ass crack at the hard cam, Hogan. Life continues. Tag. Tag to the Warrior. He'll take down Model. Going to work on the Model. Daniel Clark, keywords there are according to Hogan. That sentence right there tells you all you need to know. Take it with a grain of nothing. Is Model going to eat the big boot and the leg drop? Can't think of too many Hogan and Rick Martel matches. Ugh. Oh my God. Martel was AWA champion shortly after Hogan left up, and he's leaving. You chicken shit. Martel walks out on DiBiase. I love it. Now that's interesting. Look at who's on this team here. DiBiase, who once tried to purchase Hercules as a slave, which put them on opposite teams in Survivor Series in 1988. And here they are, the final two in the match of survival with all their history. And Hogan and Herc have history. They were friends for a short time there. And opponents, but... DiBiase could bump so good. And it's also interesting that Hercules was Ultimate Warrior's like kind of first feud. Also in 1988. It was right after that feud with the Warrior that Hercules would try to purchase him as a slave. Big boot to DiBiase. Leg drop. Are we going to get that pin? And then Warrior's going to take care of Herc. Oh my God. Tag to Warrior. Warrior and Herc is going to be the final fall. I remember they did a segment on TV where they did basically like a tug of war with Hercules' chain, and Warrior snapped it. It was when Warrior first came in. He hadn't really found himself yet. Big tackle. And the Warrior splash. And Hogan comes in to help count. Thanks, Hulk. Not necessary, but thanks. Didn't ask for that. And Warrior with his fresh paint. Oh, and they're going to beat up Slick. All right, this is where I draw the line. Hogan sharing his spotlight. And Warrior sharing his. And you know, both men internally hated it. Hated it. Warrior, that's very dangerous. Stop swinging the title. It's disrespectful to the Winged Eagle. Oh, let me hold the ropes for you. No, brother. Let me hold the ropes for you. No, I insist. Let me hold the ropes for you. Just fuck both of you. Look. No, I knew he was going to do that. That's what they all do. No, Let me hold the ropes for you. Why do either of you need the ropes held up? Is it hard? Is it like getting into a garbage truck hard? Like, why would you need the ropes held for? Oh, thank you. Now your turn. Now you come out. Okay, thanks. Like, I'll get through the ropes without anybody holding them. I don't need you to hold them. I got this. And there's our thumbnail shot. I mean, if you're a fan, if you're a kid in 1990, if you're my age, I was 13 or younger, that was pretty cool for you. You know, two most over baby faces celebrating together. But, you know, in the scheme of, you know, growing the business, looking back now, it was a little silly that, you know, Vince could never sometimes like make up his mind, and also had to have the annoying task of having to balance egos of his top guys, especially when we want to move away from one and go to another, and having to have everybody cooperate. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but some of those decisions were whack. But anyway, all right, that is a wrap on Survivor Series 1990. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us tonight for this one. I'm going to put a couple of links up in the next couple of days for our next couple of Sunday watch-alongs. I think we want to hit Survivor Series 94, possibly a World War III, and maybe another one we discussed as well. 2000, 94, 2000. Thank you for that, Ray. Did Andre pass away before this show? Before this one? No, Andre wouldn't pass away until 93. I think January of 93 is when Andre passed away. I remember they even talked about it on my local news where I was living at the time. But yeah, Andre, or 92, I guess. No, I think Andre was like very, very early 93, because remember they did the tribute for him on Raw. And Raw started in January of 93. And I'm pretty sure it was like the day of or week of the debut of Monday Night Raw, I think, is when Andre passed. But yeah, those are some good options. So we'll put some links up for the next couple of Sundays. And the next time you see me is probably not going to be tomorrow. The Raw spoilers are out. The show is taped. If you joined us for the Crown Jewel review yesterday, we talked about some scenarios of what would happen on tomorrow's Raw. And the one that I said I think will happen happened. So it doesn't look like a show that's can't miss. Plus, I'm going to be working tomorrow, so I'll probably be home in time to do a watch along, but I don't think it's necessary. I might be tired, so I'm not going to currently, at least right now, schedule a watch along unless I have a much easier day than I expect, and there's time we'll do one. Otherwise, I think we will probably be back on Wednesday night, because I think I'm going to be here. So NXT and AEW go head-to-head because NXT is moving away from Tuesday because, of course, Tuesday is Election Day. So I think maybe on Wednesday, we will book a double watch-along. Is probably what we're going to do there. Unless for any reason we just get some terrible news on Tuesday. I don't think we're going to, but just in case we do, I might not be in the mood to do a double watch-along on Wednesday, if you know what I mean. But that'll probably be the next time you see me. In the meantime, if you do live here in the United States, just please, if you haven't done so already, get out there and make your voice heard and tell America who you want running this place. Because I think the more and more of you get out and do that, the more likely it'll be that the person I want to win will win. So please go out and do that. Do it for GMW. I'd appreciate it. And until Wednesday, I wish you guys a great next couple of days. Very stressful time for us here in the United States. So we're all kind of going through it together. And it's going to be a wild couple of days. But anyway, I'll try to at least catch Monday Night Raw. If anything crazy happens that I wasn't expecting, maybe a mic drop or something like that, probably would throw up a YouTube short at you as well. So keep a lookout for that stuff. But I think the next live stream will be on Wednesday, and then we'll regroup and we'll be ready for a podcast because there is some wrestling news going on right now as well that we did touch on a little bit yesterday in the review. We talked about the releases. We talked about Goldberg's last match in the Crown Jewel review yesterday. So if you haven't watched that, check it out and you'll at least hear my thoughts on that stuff. But otherwise, I think that's it. You guys have a great rest of your night. Thanks again for being here as always. And I will be catching y'all most likely and hopefully on Wednesday night for a double wrestle watch along. Y'all take care. Peace.